55 rebounds. Wilt Chamberlain once grabbed an unreal 55 rebounds in one game. It happened when the Philadelphia Warriors faced the Boston Celtics, and even with Wilt's insane effort, they still lost 132 to 129. Wilt did everything, scoring 34 points and throwing up 42 shots. But his shooting night hovered around 36%. On the other side, Bill Russell held it down with 18 points and 19 rebounds, but Wilt completely took over the glass. The Warriors ended with a wild 90 rebounds, while Boston only pulled down 59. No one has sniffed this record since. Bill Russell once had 51 boards, Nate Thurman grabbed 42, and Jerry Lucas reached 40, but that's as close as it gets. Charles Oakley's 35 in the late 80s is miles away. With today's slower pace, shared rebounding, and shorter minutes, no one's ever touching this number again. Wilt's monster night stands forever. 30 assists. Scott Skiles dished out a ridiculous 30 assists in a game. It happened on December 30th, 1990, when the Orlando Magic blew past the Denver Nuggets 155 to 116. Skiles started hot with 14 assists in the first half, kept it rolling with 10 more in the third quarter, and finished strong with 6 in the fourth. He also scored 22 points, grabbed 6 rebounds, and snagged 2 steals, all while playing 44 minutes. His shooting was sharp too, hitting 7 of 13 shots and knocking down 2 of 3 from deep. The Nuggets played at a frantic pace that year, giving up over 130 points and that chaos opened the door for Skiles to rack up those assists. Kevin Porter once had 29, John Stockton got to 28, and Magic Johnson hit 24 in the playoffs. But no one's caught Skiles. 100 points. Wilt Chamberlain dropped an unbelievable 100 points in a single game. It happened on March 2nd, 1962, when the Philadelphia Warriors took down the New York Knicks 169 to 147. Wilt played every single minute, hit 36 of 63 shots, and somehow knocked down 28 of 32 free throws. He also grabbed 25 rebounds and even handed out 2 assists. His scoring exploded through each quarter, starting with 23 points, then 18, then 28, and he finished with 31 in the fourth. Wilt shattered his own scoring record of 78 points and set a free throw mark at the same time. No player has matched it since. Kobe Bryant once scored 81, David Thompson hit 73, and Luka also had 73, but that's as close as it gets. That 100-point game stays in its own galaxy forever. By the way, if you guys want to subscribe, I'm gonna start posting every day. Thanks. Anyways, 40,020 points. LeBron James has scored an outrageous 40,000 points. He's done it over 1,558 games, averaging around 27 points every night. Now, if someone aimed to catch this mark, the math's wild. They'd need to score 27 points per game, just like LeBron, but they'd have to do it for 19 full seasons of scoring at that exact pace. But it gets crazier. Even if someone averaged 30 points per game, they'd still need about 17 full seasons to get close. And that's assuming perfect health, 0 missed games, and no slowdown over time. The only players who've even sniffed this are Kareem with 38,000 points, Karl Malone with 36,000, and Kobe Bryant with 33,000. LeBron's scoring is a mountain no one's climbed, and honestly, it might just stay that way forever. 48.5 minutes per game. Wilt Chamberlain pulled off the wildest season of stamina ever. Back in the 1961 to 1962 season, he averaged 48.5 minutes every game. Even though regulation time is only 48 minutes, Wilt played 80 games, totaled 3,882 minutes, and somehow only missed 8 minutes all year. He lost those minutes after getting ejected once with 2 technical fouls. The man even played 47 straight games without sitting out for a single second. In today's game, top players average around 36 to 38 minutes, which does not even come close. Teams now rest their stars to keep them healthy, and coaches use deep rotations to spread out minutes. The game's pace and physical demands are way tougher too, making it impossible to keep up that kind of workload. With the league's player management rules, no one's ever touching Wilt's record. His insane endurance stays untouched forever. 37 points. In one quarter, Klay Thompson exploded for 37 points in a single quarter. It happened on January 23, 2015, when the Golden State Warriors battled the Sacramento Kings. Before the third quarter, Klay was pretty quiet, only hitting 3 shots out of 9 and scoring just a little. But then everything flipped. He went a perfect 13 for 13 from the field, including a ridiculous 9 for 9 from deep, and added 2 free throws for good measure. His 9 three-pointers set a record for the most in a single quarter. Before Klay's eruption, George Gervin and Carmelo Anthony both held the mark at 33 points. Michael Redd and Joe Johnson had nailed 8 threes in a quarter, but Klay pushed it even further. Pulling off perfect shooting like that is unbelievably rare, and it needs the right mix of rhythm, defense slipping, and the team feeding the hot hand. This record feels like it's sitting safely out of reach for a very long time. 50.4 points per game. Wilt Chamberlain pulled off the wildest scoring season ever. Back in 1961 to 1962, he played 80 games and piled up a mind-blowing 4,029 points. That's 50.4 points every single night. He shot over 50% from the field, grabbed nearly 26 rebounds a game, and even played an unreal 48.5 minutes on average. No one's ever come close. Michael Jordan's best season topped out at 37.1, which is still miles away. Wilt's consistency was just absurd. He had 60 or more points 15 times that season and scored over 50 points in 45 games. His famous 100-point game happened during this stretch too, but it was the nightly domination that makes this record so ridiculous. Nobody's touching this mark. Wilt's scoring average feels like it's going to live forever at the top. 11 championships. Bill Russell won an unbelievable 11 titles with the Boston Celtics across 13 seasons. From 1956 to 1969, he anchored one of the most dominant dynasties ever. Right out the gate, Russell helped the Celtics win a tough 7-game series over the St. Louis Hawks in his rookie year. He kept stacking rings, sweeping the Minneapolis Lakers in '59, then averaging 24 rebounds during the '60 season for another championship. His rebounding stayed monstrous year after year, topping 24 per game multiple times. In '68, he even took on the role of player coach, leading Boston past the Lakers yet again. He finished his career with an epic win in '69, capping it off with 11 titles. No players sniffed that mark since. With the league now holding 30 teams in far deeper competition, there's just no way anyone's catching Russell. His incredible 22.5 career rebound average and 24.9 playoff rebounds only make the case stronger. This record's untouchable. 1,164 assists. John Stockton set the single-season assist record in 1991. He played all 82 games and averaged an unreal 14.2 assists per night. Stockton piled up 1,164 total assists, running the Utah Jazz offense to perfection. His chemistry with Karl Malone was unstoppable, and the pick and roll kept feeding him endless playmaking chances. He also added 17.2 points, almost 3 rebounds, and nearly 3 steals every game, all while shooting over 50% from the field. Stockton even owns the second and third spots on the all-time list, with 1,134 and 1,128 assists in other seasons. Isaiah Thomas once hit 1,123, and Kevin Porter reached 1,099, but no one's touched Stockton's best. Stockton's assist record stands tall, looking untouchable for good. 41 technical fouls. Rasheed Wallace set the wildest technical foul record ever in 2001. Playing 80 games for the Portland Trail Blazers, he averaged a technical foul nearly every other night, finishing with 41 total. He even broke his own mark from the year before, when he piled up 38. Compared to other infamous players, Wallace's number is way out there. Charles Barkley and Dennis Rodman both had seasons with 32 technical fouls, but Rasheed pushed it to another level. Over his 16-year career, Wallace racked up 317 technicals and still holds the record for most career ejections at 29. His constant run-ins with referees actually forced the league to step in. In 2006, the NBA introduced automatic suspensions once a player reached 16 technical fouls, with extra suspensions for every 2 after that. Add in the growing fines and focus on sportsmanship, and Wallace's record looks untouchable today. Players know the consequences now, and no one's going near that wild number again, although I wouldn't be surprised if Draymond found a way. 1,192 consecutive games. AC Green owns the ultimate Iron Man record in NBA history. From November 19th, 1986 to April 18th, 2001, he never missed a single regular season game. That's 16 straight seasons of showing up, no matter the pain or circumstances. Green started this wild streak with the Lakers, moved on to the Suns, then the Mavericks, back to the Lakers, and finally finished with the Heat. He even played through brutal injuries like a torn thumb ligament, thigh bruises, and a stiff neck. In 1996, he had 2 teeth and knocked out by an elbow, but still kept playing. The closest anyone's come is Randy Smith with 906 straight games, and Johnny Kerr followed with 844. Michael Cage made it to 736, but no one's touching Green. Today's NBA is all about load management and resting players, so a streak like this just cannot happen anymore. Green's Iron Man run feels locked in the record books forever. Shout out Mikal Bridges, the 8,162 playoff points. LeBron James owns the all-time playoff scoring record. And it's wild. Across 287 postseason games, he's averaged around 28.4 points every night, building up to 8,162 total points. Now, for someone to catch that, they'd have to score 30 points per game for at least 273 playoff games. And if every series stretched to 7 games, that's about 39 full series just to get there. Even with deep runs every year, it's a massive climb. Let's say a player played 20 playoff games each season while averaging 30 points a night. They'd only pick up around 600 points per postseason. At that pace, it would take about 14 seasons of deep playoff battles just to pass LeBron. It's not just about scoring, it's about staying elite year after year and making endless playoff runs. LeBron's consistency and playoff longevity make this record feel completely out of reach for anyone else. 118.5 games. Wilt Chamberlain's scoring power sits in a league of its own. He dropped 50 or more points in 118 different regular season games, and that number feels absolutely impossible to chase. In these games, he averaged around 57.4 points and 26.3 rebounds while shooting over 56% from the field. Wilt's 1961 to 1962 season was pure madness, giving him 45 50-point games all by itself. He even strung together 7 straight games with 50 or more points during one stretch in December of that season. The closest anyone's come is Michael Jordan with 31, Kobe Bryant with 25, and James Harden with 24. None of them even sniff Wilt's insane total. Scoring outbursts still happen, but this level of nightly domination feels gone for good. Wilt's 50-point game record looks like it's going to stand forever. 3,265 career steals. John Stockton owns the all-time steals record, and it's an absolute mountain. Over 1,504 games, he picked off 3,265 steals, setting a mark that feels impossible to reach. For anyone dreaming of breaking it, they'd need to average 3 steals every single game for at least 1,089 games. That's about 14 full seasons without missing a beat. The crazy part is, no player's ever averaged 3 steals across an entire career. The best ever was Alvin Robertson at 2.71, and even that came over a much shorter run. Right now, Chris Paul sits over 2,700 steals, and Jason Kidd finished with 2,684, both averaging around 2 steals a game. But keeping that pace while staying healthy for 14 full seasons is basically out of the question. With the modern focus on team defense and deeper rotations, Stockton's steal total is safe. His record looks locked away for good. 23,924 career rebounds. Wilt Chamberlain's rebounding record towers over the league like no other. Across 1,045 games, he averaged a mind-blowing 22.9 rebounds every night, stacking up 23,924 total boards. To even think about passing that, a player would need to average 20 rebounds per game for at least 1,197 games. That's about 15 full seasons without missing a single game. The last time anyone averaged 20 rebounds for a season was Wilt himself, way back in 1969. The modern game just does not allow it. With so many three-point shots and spread offenses, rebounds get shared across teams, and big men rarely play those kinds of minutes anymore. Plus, coaches manage player workloads way more carefully now. Even the best rebounders today sit far below that pace. Wilt's total is more than just numbers. It's a symbol of an era that's long gone. This record is sitting in history, safe as ever. 88 games in one season. Walt Bellamy holds one of the strangest records in NBA history. Back in the 1968 to 1969 season, Bellamy managed to play 88 regular season games, which is 6 more than the usual total. He started the year with the New York Knicks, playing 35 games before a mid-season trade sent him to the Detroit Pistons. Because of the schedule gap between the teams, Detroit had 53 games left, giving Bellamy a rare shot to rack up a massive game count. He averaged over 35 minutes a night, scored 17.4 points, and grabbed 12.5 rebounds while shooting 51% from the field. Players like Tom Henderson and Charlie Williams have come close, but Bellamy's number still stands alone. Today's NBA makes this basically impossible. Trade deadlines and tighter scheduling limit these chances. And with modern load management, teams just don't push players like that anymore. Bellamy's quirky and incredible 88-game season feels safely locked in the record books forever. 6,731 offensive rebounds. Moses Malone grabbed more offensive boards than anyone in NBA history. Across 21 seasons, he owned the glass, turning misses into second chances over and over again. To even think about catching Moses, a player would need to average 5 offensive rebounds every single game for at least 1,347 games. That adds up to about 17 full seasons without missing any action. For context, Malone himself averaged just over 5 offensive rebounds per game, and even that's insanely rare. Today's NBA is a whole different world. Teams spread the floor with shooters, pull big men away from the basket, and focus on getting back on defense instead of crashing the glass. Opportunities for offensive rebounds just don't come like they used to. No modern player is even close to Moses' total. In the way the game's evolved, no one's going to get there. Malone's relentless effort under the rim carved out a record that feels completely untouchable in today's NBA landscape. 15,806 career assists. John Stockton set a passing record that feels completely unbreakable. Across 1,504 games, he dished out 15,806 assists, averaging an incredible 10.5 per game. For anyone hoping to chase that number, they'd need to average 13 assists every game for at least 1,216 games. That's about 15 full seasons of perfect health and constant playmaking at an unreal level. To compare, Magic Johnson leads all players in career average at just over 11 assists per game, and even he did not come close to Stockton's total. The modern NBA spreads playmaking across positions, making it tough for one player to carry that kind of load for so long. Coaches rotate lineups constantly, stars get rested, and today's offenses don't revolve around a single floor general like Stockton. His precision, consistency, and durability push this record into unreachable territory. Stockton's assist total feels like one of those numbers that's going to stay at the very top of history forever. 8 consecutive championships. The Boston Celtics built a dynasty that's never been matched in sports. From 1959 through 1966, they captured 8 straight NBA titles, cementing their place in history. It all started with a sweep of the Minneapolis Lakers. Then they beat the St. Louis Hawks in 7 games to keep the streak alive. They rolled through the early 60s, knocking off the Hawks again, then taking down the Los Angeles Lakers in tight battles, including a 7-game thriller in 1962. The Celtics stayed on top by defeating the San Francisco Warriors and once again controlling the Lakers in back-to-back finals. They capped off this wild run by outlasting the Lakers in 7 games during the 1966 finals. Bill Russell anchored the squad with elite defense and rebounding. Bob ran the offense masterfully, and Sam Jones hit clutch shots all series long. Coach Red Auerbach's leadership tied it all together. With today's parity, player movement, and tougher playoff roads, this 8-title streak feels like a record that'll never be touched. 7 personal fouls. In one game, Bowdler set a bizarre record that still stands alone today. On November 13, 1999, the Atlanta Hawks rookie somehow picked up 7 personal fouls in a single game, even though the limit is 6. It happened because of a scorekeeping mistake, where the officials missed recording one of his fouls during the game. Bowdler played 15 minutes that night, finishing with just 2 points and 2 rebounds, but it's those 7 fouls that made history. The Hawks ended up getting crushed by the Portland Trail Blazers, losing 131-95. In the modern NBA, this kind of error is nearly impossible. Scorekeeping has become way more precise, with multiple officials tracking every foul to avoid mistakes like this. Plus, with video reviews and instant replays, anything close gets checked immediately. Bowdler's accidental 7-foul game stands as one of the strangest statistical quirks the league has ever seen, and there's a good chance no one else will ever match it. This odd record feels safe forever. 107 points. In one half, the Phoenix Suns lit up the scoreboard like never before. On November 10, 1990, they dropped the record 107 points in the first half against the Denver Nuggets. It started fast with 50 points in the first quarter, then they piled on 57 more in the second. By halftime, Phoenix led 107-67, completely overwhelming Denver. Cedric Ceballos led the charge with 32 points. Kenny Battle added 23 points and 10 rebounds, while Kevin Johnson chipped in 23 points and 13 assists. Even crazier, 8 different Suns players finished in double figures. Denver's run and gun style under coach Paul Westhead pushed the pace, but it left them wide open defensively, and the Suns took full advantage. No team has passed that first half total since. The Golden State Warriors hit 92 in 2018, and the Brooklyn Nets reached 91 in 2022, but they both fell short. 39 free throw attempts in a game. Dwight Howard owns one of the strangest records in NBA history. On January 12, 2012, playing for the Orlando Magic against the Golden State Warriors, he stepped to the line 39 times, breaking Wilt Chamberlain's old record of 34. He knocked down 21 of them, finishing with 45 points and 23 rebounds in a Magic win, 117-109. Then, just over a year later, on March 12, 2013, he did it again. Playing for the Los Angeles Lakers against his former Magic squad, Howard once again attempted 39 free throws, this time hitting 25 for a better 64.1%. He ended that night with 39 points and 16 rebounds in a Lakers victory, 106-97. Both games saw teams use the hack-a-Shaq strategy, fouling Dwight constantly to take advantage of his free throw struggles. Even with today's tactics, no player has matched those 39 attempts, making this bizarre record feel completely untouchable. 136 straight games, scoring 100 points. The Denver Nuggets pulled off a scoring streak that feels impossible today. From January 21st, 1981 to December 9th, 1982, they hit at least 100 points in 136 consecutive games. It started late in the 1980 to 1981 season, kept rolling all through the next year, and even stretched into the playoffs, where they scored over 100 in their first 4 postseason games. The run finally ended against the Washington Bullets when they fell short with a 90-98 loss. Coached by Doug Moe, the Nuggets played full-speed, run-and-gun basketball, constantly pushing the pace. During this wild stretch, they even set a season record by averaging 126.5 points per game. Other teams have tried, like the Milwaukee Bucks with 75 games and the Houston Rockets with 61, but no one has matched Denver's insane run. 2.9 rebounds per game. Wilt Chamberlain's career rebounding average sits miles above anyone else. Across 14 seasons from 1959 to 1973, Wilt grabbed a jaw-dropping 23,924 rebounds in just 1,045 games. That's an average of 22.9 boards every single night. His single-season highs are even crazier, with his best being 27.2 rebounds per game in the 1961 to 1962 season. Wilt's worst season still saw him average 18.2, which would lead the league today without question. He even snatched 55 rebounds in one game against the Boston Celtics, a mark no one's touched since. Bill Russell came close with a career average of 22.5, but outside of him, no one's anywhere near Wilt. His record feels untouchable and destined to stay at the top forever. 98.1% free throw shooting. Jose Calderon delivered one of the cleanest shooting seasons ever. During the 2008 to 2009 season, he knocked down 151 of 154 free throws, finishing with an incredible 98.1%. He even built a wild streak of 87 straight makes, falling just one short of tying the league record. Calderon led the NBA in free throw percentage that year, topping Calvin Murphy's old mark of 95.8% from the 1980 to 1981 season. What made this so special was not just the accuracy, but the volume. Calderon made over 150 free throws, proving it was not some low attempt fluke. Playing as the starting point guard for the Toronto Raptors, he consistently drew fouls and took advantage at the line. Even though the Raptors finished 33-49, Calderon's shooting brilliance stood out. 23,334 career points without a three. Robert Parish quietly built one of the most impressive scoring careers in NBA history. Over 21 seasons, from 1976 to 1997, Parish totaled 23,334 points, while never taking a single three-point shot. The most points by anyone without a three in the three-point era. His scoring stayed consistent, averaging 14.5 points per game. In his best season, peaked at 19.9 points per night in 1982. Parish never chased the spotlight, but kept piling up buckets in the paint year after year. Playing alongside legends like Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, he thrived in one of the greatest front courts ever, finding his points through low post play and free throws. He also grabbed 14,715 rebounds and blocked 2,361 shots, making his presence felt on both ends. While the modern game leans heavily on the three-point line, Parish stuck to his strengths and still climbed high on the all-time scoring list. His combination of longevity and pure interior dominance makes this no-threes record feel completely untouchable. 20 All-NBA team selections. LeBron James built a record that feels impossible to match. Across his career, he's been named to the All-NBA team 20 times, more than any player in history. His run includes 13 first-team honors, spanning from 2006 through 2018 and again in 2020. He's also grabbed 3 second-team spots in 2005, 2007, and 2021. On top of that, he picked up 4 third-team selections from 2019 through 2024. What makes this record even crazier is his 20 straight seasons with All-NBA honors, starting in his second year all the way through age 39. He became the oldest player ever to earn an All-NBA selection, proving his game still holds strong. The closest legends, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, and Tim Duncan, each finished with 15, but none kept it going like LeBron. With how tough today's game is on careers, this mix of longevity and elite play feels like it's going to stand forever at the very top. 73 wins in one season. The Golden State Warriors set the bar higher than anyone in NBA history. During the 2015 to 2016 season, they finished with an unbelievable 73-9 record, passing the Chicago Bulls' old mark of 72-10. They blasted out of the gates with a 24-0 start, the best season opening streak the league has ever seen. Their three-point shooting was off the charts, draining 1,077 threes at over 41%, averaging 13 long-range makes every night. Curry capped it off by winning the MVP unanimously, the first player ever to earn every first-place vote. In the playoffs, they pulled off a huge comeback against the Oklahoma City Thunder, storming back from 3-1 down to take the series in 7 games. But in the finals, history flipped on them as the Cleveland Cavaliers became the first team to erase a 3-1 deficit to win the title. Even so, the Warriors' style of play and 73-win season carved out a permanent place in NBA history. 287 playoff games. LeBron James has played more postseason games than anyone in league history. Across his incredible career, he's racked up 287 playoff appearances, a number that feels almost impossible to reach. Now, if a player ran through 4 full best-of-7 series every single postseason, that's 28 games in 1 year. To match LeBron's total, they need to do that for about 11 seasons straight without missing a beat. That means deep playoff runs every year, playing maxed out 7-game battles every round, and that's just to catch up, not even to pass him. The grind to reach that number is unreal, considering injuries, roster changes, and just how tough it is to make the finals year after year. No matter how great a player is, the road is long and full of obstacles. LeBron's mix of longevity, durability, and constant winning has pushed this playoff games total to a level that's almost untouchable. With how rare long postseason runs are, his record looks safe for a very long time. 11.2 assists per game. Magic Johnson's playmaking brilliance set a standard the league's never seen since. Across 13 seasons, from 1979 to 1991, with a brief return in 1996, Magic dished out 10,141 assists over just 906 games. That comes out to an unreal 11.2 assists every single night. His best year saw him lead the league with 13.1 assists per game during the 1983 to 1984 season. Magic's excellence carried over to the playoffs too, where he holds the record for the highest career postseason assist average at 12.4, plus a single-game playoff record of 24 assists. John Stockton came the closest at 10.5 per game, while Trae Young and Oscar Robertson trail even further behind. In today's game, with more scoring guards and spread-out offenses, no one plays the pure setup role like Magic did. This record feels totally out of reach. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be posting a lot. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.